Dr. Oppenheimer. Dr. Oppenheimer. Dr. Oppenheimer. Dr. Oppenheimer. Dr. Oppenheimer. As we begin, I believe you have a statement to read into the record.
Members of the security board, the so-called derogatory information in your indictment of me cannot be fairly understood except in the context of my life and my work.
You sit there day after day.
How long did he testify?
Honestly, I forget.
Letting them pick our lives to pieces.
The whole hearing took a month.
An ordeal.
Why won't you fight?
Robert, you can't win this thing. It's a kangaroo court with a predetermined outcome. Why put yourself through more of it?
Who would want to justify their whole life?
I have my reasons. I went to Cambridge to study under Patrick Blackett.
Were you happier there than in America?
No. I was homesick, troubled by visions of a hidden universe.
Quantum physics is not a step forward. It is a new way to understand reality. Einstein's opened the door. Now we are peering through, seeing a world inside our world.
Behind the quantum world, there still hides a real world.
A world of energy and paradox that not everyone can accept.
Algebra's like sheet music. The important thing isn't can you read music, it's can you hear it. Can you hear the music, Robert?
Yes, I can. I'm teaching something no one here has dreamt of.
Is light made up of particles or waves?
But once people start hearing what you can do with it,
There's no going back.
Quantum mechanics says it's both. How can it be both?
After the war, Dr. Oppenheimer was the most respected scientific voice in the world.
It can't.
but it is. It's paradoxical, and yet it works.
Can you explain quantum mechanics to me?
What are you working on? What happens to stars when they die? Vast furnace burning in outer space, fire pushing outwards against its own gravity.
Do stars die?
Well, if they do. But if that furnace cools, when gravity starts winning, it contracts. It cool, then collapse. In fact, the bigger the star, the more violent its demise. It swallows everything. Everything, even light.
It's a vicious cycle until... What's the limit here?
I don't know.
Theory will get you only so far.
It's glass. Our bodies. All of it. I guarantee it's somewhere no one's been before.
They've done it. Han and Strassman in Germany. They split the uranium nucleus.
It's mostly empty space. Groupings of tiny energy waves bound together.
By what?
Forces of attraction strong enough to convince us.
And later? Well, we all know what happened later.
You embrace the revolution in physics. Can you see it everywhere else? That matter is solid. Stop my body passing through yours.
You can lift the stone without being ready for the snake that's revealed.
Extra neutrons boil off which could be used to split other uranium atoms.
Chain reaction. Theory will take you only so far.
You, me, every other physicist around the world have seen the news.
I'm just what? What do we all think?
A bomb. Alvarez. A bomb. We've all heard about Einstein and Ziller's letter to Roosevelt warning him the Germans could make a bomb, and I know what it means for the Nazis to have a bomb. We're theorists. We imagine a future, and our imaginings horrify us. You're talking about turning theory into a practical weapon system faster than the Nazis.
Who have a 12-month head start.
18.
How could you possibly know that?
When the world learns the terrible secret of Los Alamos, our work here will ensure a peace mankind has never seen. All America's industrial might and scientific innovation connected here. Welcome to Los Alamos. A secret laboratory. In the middle of nowhere, secure, self-sufficient. Equipment, housing, the works. Keep everyone there until it's done.
You're the great improviser, but this...
Focused on one goal, one point in space and time.
you can't do in your head?
I don't know if we can be trusted with such a weapon.
Is it big enough?
To end the war. But I know the Nazis can't.
Let's go recruit some scientists.
You know isotopes, and you know explosives.
To end all war.
They won't fear it until they understand it, and they won't understand it until they've used it.
The Russians have a bomb. We're supposed to be years ahead of them, but what were you guys doing at Los Alamos?
It's about unleashing strong force before the Nazis do. We were in a race against the Nazis.
Now the race is against the Soviets.
I don't wish the culmination of 3 centuries of physics to be a weapon of mass destruction.
We have no choice. Not unless we start.
Robert, they just fired a starting gun.
30 seconds.
What do we call the test?
To detonation.
Batter my heart. 3-person God. Trinity.
10.
This is a national emergency.
9.
They need us.
8.
Until they don't.
7.
The Russians have a bomb. Truman needs to know what's next.
What's next?
The power you're about to reveal will forever outlive the Nazis.
6.
And the world is not prepared.
Criticality. Point of no return. Massive explosive force. But this time, the chain reaction doesn't stop.
It would ignite the atmosphere. 5.
When we detonate an atomic device, we might start a chain reaction that destroys the world.
4. So here we are, lost in your quantum world of probabilities. 3.
These things are hard in your heart.
Detonator charge.
Are we saying there's a chance that when we push that button,
The atomic bomb will be
we destroy the world?
World.
a terrible revelation of divine power. Nuclear war.
Remember this day.
Perhaps all war becomes unthinkable.
The men who gave them the power to destroy themselves.
1.
We knew the world would not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. Now I am become death. The destroyer of worlds. I suppose we all thought that one way or another.
You could lift the stone without being ready for the snake that's revealed.
We have to make the politicians understand this isn't a new weapon. It's a new world.
Robert, you see beyond the world we live in.
The man of the moment.
There is a price to be paid for that.
History will judge us, Robert.
I feel that I have blood on my hands.
This was taken 31 days after the bombing.
The Japanese spoke of people who wore striped clothing upon whom the skin was burned in stripes.
You think anyone in Hiroshima or Nagasaki gives a shit who built the bomb?
Now it's your turn.
Genius is no guarantee of wisdom. How could this man who saw so much be so blind?
To deal with the consequences of your achievement.
How many were killed then?
70,000.
70,000, both Hiroshima and
110,000 in both.
220,000 dead at least.
Yes.
Moral scruples about that?
When they've punished you enough.
Terrible ones.
Just remember.
When did your strong moral convictions develop with respect to the hydrogen bomb?
When it became clear to me that we would tend to use any weapon we had.
J. Robert Oppenheimer. I gave him exactly what he wanted.
It won't be for you.
To be remembered for Trinity. Not Hiroshima. Not Nagasaki.
It will be for them.
It was all part of his plan. He wanted the glorious, insincere guilt of the self-important to wear like a fucking crown. Say, no, we cannot go down this road, even as he knew we'd have to.
Albert.
Did you think that if you let them tar and feather you, The world would forgive you.
When I came to you with those calculations,
It won't.
we thought we might start a chain reaction that would destroy the entire world.
You don't get to commit the sin, and then have us all feel sorry for you that it had consequences.
We'll see.
I remember it well.
Oppenheimer wanted to own the atomic bomb. He wanted to be the man who moved the earth. He talks about putting the nuclear genie back in the bottle. Well, I'm here to tell you that I know J. Robert Oppenheimer, and if he could do it all over, he'd do it all the same.
What of it?
You know he's never once said that he regrets Hiroshima? He'd do it all over. Why? Because it made him
An American Prometheus.
the most important man who ever lived.
I believe we did.
God doesn't play dice.
Precisely.